All right. Continuation?
Where did we stop? Where did you guys stop?
I stopped at 50%.
50%.
Okay, who wants to read the first question? Me? Youngest? Yeah. You usually prefer to get your revenge rather than forgive. Yikes. I think for silly things, like little pranks, it's fun to get like, I'll like back to you, you know? But when it comes to serious things, yikes, like revenge is... Ugh. Have to disagree with that 100%.
Yeah. Same.
Why are you laughing?
What?
What did you put?
Oh, God. Very small. It depends on what kind of thing it is.
Yeah,
though.
what is it?
If it's like with my cousins, then I'm gonna get revenge.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
True,
Like with
true.
my brother, like playing around.
But I won't go, do a full revenge on someone else. Something like that.
if it was like a big crime, like they betrayed me, I was like, I wouldn't
I do another crime.
do another crime.
I steal back from them. I'm kidding.
What'd you put?
I said I disagree.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's next after me? Forgot that. Should we just do this in this order?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. You often make decisions on a whim, like right away.
I thought on a whim is like whatever.
Oh yeah.
Is it? Wait,
Whim.
let me search up.
That's
whim.
me when I'm turning in my fingers.
Whatever.
Yeah, like you don't even care. It's like
Whim.
Kobe.
A capricious or eccentric and often sudden idea or turn of the mind.
You gotta raise your
gotta
foot.
take off my shoes. Okay.
Like very
Eccentric.
sudden. Like you don't even think about it. Oh sorry.
Ay, that just scared me.
Make a decision in the whim.
I like to think about it a lot before I actually make decisions. But it depends.
Yeah, it
Even in the
depends.
moment, right?
If it's like travel plans, I'll be like, yeah, whatever. Because it's like, it goes back to the question, like, do you have a rough idea kind of list, or do you have a detailed itinerary? When it comes to those things, I'm like, oh, whatever. You know, I'll just do whatever I want in the moment. But if it's big decisions like college, you gotta think about that. I don't know what to put for that one yet.
I little agreed.
Are you guys
Sorry.
During, I said little agreed. 'Cause, I don't know. I'm not gonna like think about everything that's like all the decisions I've made. Just the ones I've done. And yeah. Like I said, a lot of papers I didn't even proofread them. But again, it's not just about the papers, right? I mean, like, okay, I'll give it a try, sorta. You know, see what happens, and hopefully it was a good decision.
Next person?
To read?
No.
Oh.
Who's trying to answer?
I just said small agree. Because I usually go like, oh, I want to do this. But then I'm like, oh, do I really want to do that? I tend to backtrack on my decisions. But eventually I do come to a conclusion.
Yeah,
Hannah?
I would say the same thing. I mean, I would split second think of it in the moment, but if it requires you to just make the decision right there, then I'll make the decision right there. So I would say agree little.
I think I'm gonna have to disagree, but little. Yeah, because I agree with you guys. Like, there are times in life where there's no point in thinking about it, because when it's like in the future and you don't necessarily know what the future is gonna hold, right? I'd rather not worry about it, just let it happen. So in that case, I would agree. But I think when it comes to projects and stuff like that, I think very hard about what I want to do before I want to do it. So a small disagree. Next.
The time you spend by yourself often ends up being more interesting and satisfying than the time you spend with other people. Oh. I don't know. Good question. Hard question.
It's a hard one. It depends on what you do by yourself
Yeah.
and what you do with other people. Yeah.
Self-discovery.
Yeah. Depends on what you do. It's kind of hard, especially since today is the very day where we're hanging out with each other, right? After a very long time. I think for me, when I would have to say when it comes to, in terms of more interesting and more satisfying, I would say I find it that my time alone, I find more interesting, because time alone, I work on myself a little more. I try to figure out, I don't know, because like I think for me there are always lots of questions in my mind about what I want to do in the future, there's just a lot of ruminating in my head. So when I'm alone, I get to think about that, and I get to work on myself, what I want to improve on. But when I'm with other people, that's not necessarily what I'm trying to do. Like with you guys, I just want to be with you guys, you know? It is interesting, but like in a different way. So I don't know.
I'm stuck. I'm a little stuck too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really depends.
It's not that it's not interesting being
Yeah.
with you guys.
Yeah.
It's not really.
It really depends. Yeah.
No, I think I'm gonna stick with small agree, because it's not like you're the only people I hang out with. I hang out with other people too, and
Mm-hmm.
when I hang out with other people, it's not necessarily the best time in the world, you know? It's not necessarily the most satisfying. So I'll go small agree. Small agree.
Dude, look, this thing has pollen on it. But it's a fly.
Why does a fly have pollen? It's probably not pollen.
Oh, it'll get lost.
Yeah, we're outdoors, by the way. That's why. You hear a lot of ruckus going around? A lot of flies? I don't know.
Ew.
This is not
Get
the
lost.
standard
Podcast, you know?
FaceTime podcast.
Maybe better sound quality, but not. Anyway, the others? What do you guys think on that question? It's a hard question to
It's
answer.
a hard question.
Yeah. I'm trying to think about it too.
Gee, small agree
Small agree.
for me.
Why? Same reason, different reason.
I think the same reason. Because, I mean, honestly, it says the time you spend by yourself often ends up being more interesting and satisfying. But it's not that I would say often. I'd say from time to time I do enjoy, alone time. Because, away from all the people. It's I don't know.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's like it's trying to stir us to going into one side or the other.
Yeah.
I think it's also hard because we're in quarantine, so that's like insane amount of
Mhm.
alone time.
Yeah.
And at the same time, today's our very first day we've hung out together.
So we're basing it on our feelings.
Right now, which is not
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of
I would say small agree too.
same reason.
Yeah.
Rooney,
That's a neutral.
neutral.
All right.
Next
Next
question.
question.
You often put special effort into interpreting the real meaning or the message of a song or a movie.
Your comment.
Something got in my ear.
Scary.
Okay.
Ooh. Special effort.
What do you mean, like you're putting words into the mouth of the director's work kind of thing?
Special doesn't mean like you're actually working harder than a normal person who's just enjoying a movie. Maybe.
Trying to find meaning in every
Everything.
single
Yeah.
detail.
Yeah. I wouldn't go that far.
I feel like when I listen to songs, I like the beat, I like the sound. I don't really listen to the lyrics
Yeah.
sometimes.
If it's catchy enough, it'll like
But then,
distract you.
yeah, but then sometimes I feel guilty because the message is not that great.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's not that amazing.
Yeah.
It's always about something about love.
Right, everything's about love.
But when there's a line that hits different, it's like, whoa, that's deep.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say I would put special effort into it.
It's me.
So I would say small disagree, because sometimes it's fun to just dissect it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Oh my god, whoa, that's what it is. or if it's inspired by something in real life that happened to them in real life. It's like,
Ooh.
whoa.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh,
Getting into debt.
yeah.
I'm just gonna get the bug spray again.
Yeah.
Next.
For me, at first I put medium agree, but I think I'm gonna have to go big agree. Cause when it comes to songs, I'm very picky with the songs I listen to. I think it's because I also wanna write songs as well. I choose songs that I like. If I like the beat, if I like the meaning, if I like the melody, if I like the everything about it, then it gets into my library. So I try to analyze songs a lot, and I think it also goes with. Sorry, I keep kind of shy with it.
So, wait, I put it far away.
Spray.
Yeah. Same thing with movies and dramas. The drama I'm watching right now,
What?
Angel's Last Mission. Love.
Like Korean drama?
Yeah. This one I'm watching right now, and it's got, not to spoil it, but it's got like, it's got a theme about, I guess, destiny. Like, do you make your own destiny, or is it already made for you and stuff like that? And as I watch it, so part of the reason why I like watching it is because it lets me just relax, you know? It just allow me to go into a world that's not of my own, just for at least a couple minutes. But at the same time, it's very fun and also very interesting dissecting that question that they're answering in their own way. So yeah, I think I do put a lot of effort into interpreting stuff like that.
I said small disagree, cause I don't know. Cause for me, like when I'm listening to a song, it could like be a different language, and I could still like it, not necessarily having to understand it. But remember that song I showed you, like
one?
which had like a historical and remember that one? Stuff like that. Oh, sorry. Stuff like that. I really want to like look into and like get a better understanding. But everything's not like that.
There's so many songs that
Yeah,
have.
the majority isn't like that, so I'm not gonna go in and like break it down. But I would like to have an idea. Just I'm not really going to bother that much, unless I'm like really into it.
Yeah.
I put small disagree. I rarely put like emphasis on stuff. If it's already emphasized, then like I don't need to go, beyond to explain. We take a short break.
I think I have something in my eye. Do I have something in
Huh?
there? In my eye.
Where?
Is there something in there? Or no?
Was yours on the inside?
Probably just an eyelash.
Where do you feel it?
On the bottom.
Look up. No, but your
Nothing?
veins popping out.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
Probably just irritated.
Yeah.
pollen.
Yeah. I saw something white
Yeah.
touch it.
Anyways, I forgot my line. Hold
Let's talk
on.
about your answer.
Oh yeah.
It's watermelon.
Yeah, small disagree.
Color, man. We need some. So good.
Thanks, man.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Salamat.
Oh my god.
Warning to headphone users in 3, 2, 1. Wait! What is that?
We got it.
If you could see Julia's face right now. It wasn't a spider, it was like a fly or something.
It was
It was like a circular thing.
It was pretty.
Yeah. Like, hello there.
Anyways.
Anyways.
Ganyan
Sir,
din
huh?
si Rhea in the middle of the night.
Don't gotta expose me.
Talk by the
Yeah,
podcast.
shouting because of the spider.
This is my
too,
safe
though.
haven, ma.
I saw it and then I stood up.
Oh, that's the
I could have just went.
No face you.
Ah, my eye. Hopefully this watermelon can calm.
The podcast is listening to all of this.
Yeah. Anyway,
I lost
answer.
my answer. I'm getting a little disoriented.
Small disagree.
Small disagree.
What's the question? Oh, songs and movies. Okay.
Interpretation.
Yeah, because like in the previous question before, there was that question where I said, like, do you look into the big picture instead of like the smaller? Right? I said I was a big picture person, and that's the same thing as the songs and movies. I enjoy it
As a whole.
as a whole. I don't try to pick like stuff out bit by
We'll tell
bit.
you if something's
Yeah.
on it.
Bit by bit.
Mine too.
So yeah, I just try to enjoy it, but there are moments that does happen.
Next question is me.
Get out. Get out.
You know, you always know exactly what you want. No. Who does?
I know when I need food.
Oh, well, it depends. I'm gonna have to disagree. I don't know how much. Probably like small disagree or medium disagree. Because when it comes to relationships, I know what I want. I know what I'm expecting from a friend or in the future from a possible partner in life. I know exactly what I want. So I can seem very open to people who I like because I know that they fit into what I want. But towards people that I don't like, I'm very sharp. Like, no, I don't want to be with you because I know I don't want you. I don't want you in my life. I will cut you off. So in terms of that, I do know exactly what I want. But in terms of like career, that's something that's I think hard for everybody. Like how because like your career, you imagine that's something you're gonna be doing your whole life. So you think very hard about what you want, right? And there's so many possibilities. Like how could you possibly know what you want?
You know, like, you know how when like when you're in your like late teens, like 16, 17, 18, like people like expect you to like get a job and like
16 something?
or like learner's license, all that those type of stuff. For me, I don't know exactly when. Like when it comes to those little things that come with like becoming more mature in
Yeah.
terms of like getting a job or you know those little things that you have to take care of. I'm not good with that. Cause it's been like I don't have any work experience. But I want to, but like I don't know what job do I want to go into. Like I don't know. I want to learn how to drive. I want to get my learner's license, but I haven't really been doing it. There's things that I want, but like how to get there, you know, the path is unclear.
But you do know what you want. Though.
Yeah, I know what I want, but the small things leading up to that, those little elements.
In life.
Yeah.
The details.
Yeah. Yeah.
Julia?
But yeah, I would have to say
How you go?
Small disagree.
I put small disagree too. I don't always know exactly what I want. I try to follow what's closest, I guess, to what I want. Because I don't know exactly what I want. Like, let's say, like, even ordering for food, I don't know what I want sometimes. So I'm like, so if someone's like, oh, I want nuggets. And I'm like, oh, that kind of sounds nice. I want that too then. So so it's just kind of like that. I'm pretty indecisive when it comes to those things.
I said never disagree. That's I don't know. That's not what I want. One thing's like when ordering food. Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know, even when we're like, I don't know, trying to buy some clothes. Sometimes I'm like, I just don't know what I want. You know?
I'm gonna just change my answer. I changed mine to a medium agree. Because many times, I think when I was younger, I didn't know what I want. But I think I tried very hard to be decisive and know what I want. Because there are times where you don't know what you want, so you get something that other people suggest to you and you don't like it. Like, crap, I should have just chosen something myself. Yeah. Small agree. I mean, medium agree. Yeah, next one.
Oh, next question. Oh, excuse me. You rarely think back on the choices you made and wonder what you could have done differently.
I'm gonna go 100% agree. Just like how I don't really think about I don't really regret my mistakes. I don't really think about first impressions. I don't really worry about what I should have said in an argument. I don't wonder what I could have done back then. I think about about the choices I've made, but I don't wonder like, oh, what if I did this thing? What if I did that? Same thing like, what if I said this or I said that? I don't really bother. And for the same reason too, I'm sure that the choices I made back then were what made sense to me at the time. So it's not like I might not agree with them now, but at the time that's what I wanted to say back then. That's what I wanted to do. So it's not like I can blame myself back then. So yeah.
I feel like I think about what I could have said, but in terms of decisions, it's different because it's gonna happen if it's meant to happen. You know, like whether you like the decision you made or not, like it's gonna shape you into you. I was gonna say more of that. Wait. Yeah, I don't like to dwell on that too, like what you said. I don't like to dwell on what could have happened because at the end of the day, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like the other side of this, the other side or the
Other timeline.
yeah. The
Parallel universe.
Yeah.
Where you made the different decisions.
yeah. That parallel universe. that parallel universe. It's not the reality. So I don't like to dwell on that too. So I would say agree.
100%?
Not 100% because I still think about it. But at the end, when I think about it, it's like it's not reality.
Yeah, just leave it.
Yeah.
I know.
So disagree.
I don't think that's apply.
Oh, okay.
That's just dead stuff, I think.
Good stuff. Man, I put medium disagree. Because I always worry about things that I do. I know it's not like, it's something that you can't change. You know, once you made the decision, it's done. It's over. That door is closed. But I unconsciously think about it because I probably could have made better choices, that kind of thing. But like, there's nothing to do. But I still think about it. So yeah.
Don't you get stressed out?
I do. I often get stressed out. That's why it's like the things that I do, the things that I say, I try to like, at least slow down, because I don't know what I'm gonna regret, when I'm saying stuff. And that's once I say it, that's when I start regretting the the thing. But yeah. I have lots of regrets.
Are you gonna try and how do you plan to fix that if you are?
To overcome it? I mean, you at some point in time, I'm gonna have to grow out of that mindset. I want to, like, you guys, I don't want to dwell on it for too long because it's so stressful. And so, sometimes I just close it off. I just try to do other things to get it off my mind. But yeah.
I said small agree. 'Cause, I kind of I like to think like what different, like how stuff could have happened like in a different way. Like what alternatives? I can't speak. What alternatives?
Alternatives, yeah.
Were there like or like how stuff could have turned out differently.
Yeah.
But like everybody said, some stuff can't be changed, right? So there's no point really just thinking about it over and over and over. I mean, maybe try to. Wait, what's the question? Maybe try to make better choices in the future, but not like think about overthinking. That was very badly said.
No, it's okay.
The
Oh,
point
well.
was made across. The point was made across.
Shoulder check.
Shoulder.
Shoulder check, flies, spiders.
Not driving shoulder check.
You know?
The
Yeah,
person
check.
doesn't have the license actually said that. We don't do this.
Next, just saying the question.
Who read the last question?
think it's me.
Yeah.
When in a public place, you usually stick to quieter and less crowded areas.
Yeah.
Wasn't this in the last question?
It's kind of similar, but it's not like a social event. It's a public place.
Yeah.
Mall?
The mall. Social distancing, yes.
There's another
I
one.
don't know. I just
Scared.
I said small agree. And I used the same reasoning for the ones where you prefer like busy, bustling,
Yeah.
atmospheres. I like that too, but like when you're on your own and you're in that busy atmosphere, it feels nice too, right? To be in that same atmosphere, but at the same time, I prefer quieter and less crowded areas. But I don't mind public places. So I would go with small agree.
It's kind of hard. Maybe I'm agree, but I don't know if it's small or medium. Because I feel like a public place is different from a social event. Social event, like you have to talk to other people.
You interact.
Yeah, you interact with other people. In a public place, you don't necessarily have to do that. So, and in a way, when you go to a public place, you know that you're gonna go in somewhere where there might be a lot of people. And in those cases, I don't mind. Fly emergency.
You were actually more calm this time.
It's
Calm
not.
under pressure.
Second time's the charm. Scary. You almost flung it to her.
A buck came by.
I think small agree. If I see a store that that I'm interested to go in, but I don't need to buy anything, I'm like, oh, and it's busy, I'm like, maybe not. But if I have to, I'm like, okay, I need to do this, so I'll go in. So small agree.
That's a small agree too. Because yeah, you don't have to necessarily interact, right?
Short.
We've had so
Sweet
many
and short.
questions like that.
Yeah, it's quite
It's the
similar.
same
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said small agree too.
Hey.
Cause like, whenever we go to malls, the first place I head to is the bookshop.
Same. Me too. Me
like,
too.
I just like go browsing there. It's so nice.
You don't even have to do anything.
Yeah.
You just the atmosphere is so
You know?
calm.
I almost fell.
There's not a lot of people who
Pervert.
talk there.
Pervert.
Pervert. But yeah, I like it because it's chill.
No, okay, a fly went right into her. So I'm like, pervert, okay?
The fly
The
doesn't
flies
know
are-
that.
The fly's the
The
pervert.
flies just love you, and the flies love you, man.
The fly's
No,
the
not
pervert.
you, you're...
And at last I see the fly.
Pervert.
Alright, you guys, let's go on.
Continue,
Yeah.
next.
I'm done. I already said mine.
I think it's taking longer than it would normally if it were FaceTime. Because we actually see each other, so we see like what we're doing and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
And then we have bugs to deal with.
Yeah, we got bugs. Ugh.
Okay, next question, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, you tend to focus on present realities rather than future possibility. Ooh.
Garapage...
Get it?
Japanese.
Because I'm mad.
I don't even know what I said.
Nani?
Nani?
I think I saw the bug.
Oh. Protein.
I said 100% agree. I tend to focus on present realities, but there is also the tendency to focus on the future sometimes. Same thing with like other answers.
Yeah.
It's exhausting to think about the future when you don't even know
Yeah.
what it's gonna hold. So you rather focus on the present where it takes you, and you don't have to worry with the future.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exact same thing.
Yes.
I said middle agree. Because it's more important to live in the present time. Because
Yeah.
what you do affects your future.
Yeah.
Because that's yeah. But I do like to have. I mean, sometimes I just like to think what would happen.
Holy frick!
What was it?
It was inside my freaking.
Another warning to headphone users in 3, 2, 1.
What is it?
It's a bug. Oh. I'm so sorry, but
I'm gonna pull up my pants.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. They're coming.
They're coming in by the thousands.
They're being colonized.
that's how I counter how many times flies interrupt our conversation.
The colonizers.
Let's move a little bit to the middle so we're not by the wall.
Yes.
Because you're being colonized.